This is the best advice if you're under 30 and you're watching this because you probably saw the title and you understand that watching a 24-year-old millionaire. See, this is something that I wish that I am on enough. And I get a lot of, would you mentor me? Would you advise me? So I prefer to respond to questions that I get asked via YouTube. Now, if you're watching this and you're under 30, this is going to be the best thing that you can do for yourself. Now, the biggest one of that is leave your hometown. When people ask me why are you in Dubai, I say it is the best adult decision I've made in my entire life. Since I know how to say yes and no, moving to Dubai was the best decision ever that I've done. And here's why. You will never outgrow your comfort zone. Take it or leave it. I was living in Nigeria, pretty accomplished, making a shit ton of money. For someone my age, I rose from being a nobody to becoming one of the highest earning, joining the highest earning class in Nigeria. In fact, I rank in the same level as the musicians, the highest paid musicians in Nigeria. And we have some of the best, right? Now, here's one thing that I want you to know. That was impossible to continue on if I didn't leave Nigeria, right? Because it attracts a lot of envy, it attracts a lot of hate, and you put a target on your back. Now, I was making money in dollars, and Nigeria, we spend naira. So there's a huge disparity between what I make and what I spend. But still, I was getting complacent. So if you're like me right now, I will advise you, one, leave hometown, because you have to get into an area that forces you to think bigger, that forces you to level up. Since moving to Dubai, I've made insane connections. I've made way more money in the last 3 years than I've made in my entire career as an entrepreneur. And that was possible because the environment, one, is conducive. There is no one, there's no threat to my life. And if you look at the Maslow's hierarchy of theory, right, of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, survival is the biggest, right? Like once you exceed survival, that's where you now start thinking of your need, right? And then you start thinking of love. But the most important thing is my life was threatened in Nigeria because I'm young, doing well for myself, and it is against the traditional route that society wants. And so you get labeled, and I didn't want that, right? So I needed an environment that could provide me the room to grow and also network with the right people. And that is very, very important that you understand that you will only succeed as much as the environment that you find yourself in. You will live your life like a shark in a fish pond, and you will never outgrow that if you stay home. But when you leave home, you become much more respected. And even in the Bible, it says like a prophet is never appreciated in his hometown. So if you're truly seeking immense success, then the best thing you can do is leave home, right? And now, the second thing that I will talk to you about is invest in the right wealth vehicle. Invest in the right business model. See, now I don't care if you are a 9-to-5er, a college student, whatever, but if you truly want to live a life of freedom, and I believe the beginning freedom number is making at least $10,000 a month. When you make $10,000 a month consistently and predictably, then you can do whatever you want. Now, let's go crazy. If you make $35,000 a month, you can live comfortably in any part of the world. And I mean that. Now, here's the thing. You know for sure that if you take up a job, or when you take up a job, your income level is capped. Now, you can do two things. You can decide not to work a job, which is cool, which I did. I've never worked a job in my life. Or you can take up that job and use it as a means to fund your business until you get to your freedom number. You get to the point where you know, shit, I am making enough to take care of myself, my needs, and my loved ones without doing this job. At that point, you can leave the job. I don't advise you to leave your means of livelihood if you don't have a sustainable way of keeping the life that you have. Right? So the most important thing is choose the right business model. Now, I've done a couple of things. I've sold physical products, I've sold digital products, I've consulted, I've sold my skills and services. What I would advise you to do is this: start by stacking up the right skill set because they will help you along the way, right? When I started out as a freelancer selling marketing, video, whiteboard videos, explainer videos to people, marketing consultants, and then I made some money from that and went straight into e-commerce because I no longer wanted to sell my time, but I wanted to sell physical products at scale, right? And thankfully, I've generated over $200 million online. I've built and sold brands, right? And also, I've taught people how to do this. The good thing lies here. I am opening up a paid subscription community. Yes, you heard that right. Now, do not be scared. You don't have to pay me $25,000 a month like people do. No, this is for less than $4 a day. Yes, you heard right. For less than $4 a day. I can't tell you that this will stay at this price for long, but for less than $4 a day, right, you get to learn and watch as I build a brand from $0 to $1 million. Now, you might be asking, what's the catch? The catch here is this. I have never done this before. I have never publicly built a brand and taken it from $0 to $1 million. Now, I want to see how long we can do this. Plus, I don't want to create a course around this again. I have an e-com course that goes for $2,500. I don't want to do that. I want you to learn in real time how we are building a brand, because I can give you information, but if you don't see how I execute on that same information that I share with you, you might be left stranded. So it's a two-way thing. I want to use this to show you that you can do it, and you stand on my own shoulders to peep into my world and see how I do it. Plus, when you check the pinned comment in this video, you will see that I have done this. I've done this earlier this year, but I never did it publicly. Now we want to build a brand publicly, and you get to see how we do that, right? So when you invest in the right business model, which I'm talking about right now is e-commerce, right? Selling physical products using the internet and leveraging on that because it has scalability. Now, in one of my previous videos, I talked about the right business model to go about, right? And the 4 secrets to wealth in your 20s. There's a playlist on my channel right now that is how to get rich young. So you can probably watch that series and you will get to understand what I'm saying. But in essence, what I mean is this. You must never forget that you won't outgrow the model that you're using to build wealth. So if you truly want to build wealth, you have to build something that is scalable, right? And also has a wide appeal. Sales, e-commerce will never go out of, it will never go out of ways, right? So you must understand that. And then the last thing is this: you must make your words count. So many people exist in the world right now that if they tell you it is raining, make sure you go out and check, because it could be sunshine at the moment and they are telling you it is raining. So the most important thing is to be someone of credibility, because I say this, when you have name equity, that is when your name is mentioned and people will go all out for you, then only then can you achieve immense success in life. If you say yes, let your yes be yes. If you say no, let your no be no. Don't be someone that stands neutral and never takes a side, right? It is very, very important that you're a man of honor or you're a woman of honor, depending on who's watching this right now. You have to be someone that can be trusted. You have to be trustworthy. These are the 3 things that I believe can change your life, right? And let me reiterate it to you. 1, you are not your identity. What people say you are is not as important as who you think you are and who you view yourself as. Then invest in the right wealth vehicle. Leave your home country, invest in the right wealth vehicle, and make sure your words count. I hope you found this valuable. Let me know what you think and go sign up for my live membership. It's more like I'm mentoring you because you get to see me build a brand, but for less than $4 a day. Welcome to the club. I'll see you inside.